I'm happy to see all of you, and first of all, I would like to welcome you here to our first live online webinar, today held from Hamburg, Germany. So I already had some problems because of the time differences, and therefore I'm really gladful that a lot of people came to join this webinar. My name is Tim Vukan. I'm originally from Germany, usually living in China, so all of these courses will be held directly from China, but this is the first introduction to the offers of Wushan TCM, which I would like to give you today. So from the beautiful Hamburg, today is still some sunshine, and before we start our live online webinar with having approximately 45 minutes, so we have 35 minutes left. We will have 30 minutes about an introduction, what I would like to give you about the offers, about Wushan TCM, about myself, and what is actually the speciality about what I would like to offer. But first of all, I would like to give you an introduction about the screen. If you take a look to the bottom of the page, to the left part, you will be able to choose the full screen, to switch on and off your camera, and to make screenshots if you would like to keep some certain moments of my speech, but no worries, this webinar will be recorded, and for all of you, of course, it's free downloadable just a couple of hours after we finish this webinar session. Okay, so I hope everyone can hear me right now. So at this time I will start this webinar, which is about Wushan TCM, a Chinese medical network which I created in 2008 in Hangzhou, China. Hangzhou is in the southeast of China, and I was living in this city. I'm actually still living there since 10 years right now. I moved there in 2004 and started my study in Chinese medicine. So my name is Tim Vukan. I'm the founder of Wushan TCM. I'm living actually in Hangzhou, China, and sometimes in Hamburg. That's why right now I'm holding this first webinar here from Hamburg. I would like to welcome you and to tell you a little bit more about what is the idea about the offers of Wushan TCM. In 2004, I moved to China because I had the idea to study Chinese medicine in China by using the Chinese language, which was actually a very difficult issue to solve. So through all of these years, I met a lot of interesting teachers. I got known to famous doctors. We had the opportunity to study together with Chinese proficiency doctors in different TCM hospitals, not only in Hangzhou, also in Kunming. And after these 10 years, today I would like to introduce you to our Chinese medicine's distance education courses, which usually are held from China. So today actually we can be lucky because I'm only talking in English. Next time we're gonna have a Chinese teacher sitting over here who is actually teaching directly in Chinese. I will be the translator. So I started my studies 9 years ago at the Zhejiang Chinese Medical University in Hangzhou, and actually today we also have some students who already went there to have their short-time study, and I would like to welcome also them. But everyone else, I saw we have a lot of TCM practitioners over here, TCM students, and this is just perfect to introduce you to this great offer. So I started with daily translations from Chinese textbooks. I started with the very beginning of Ni Hao, which is hello, Ni Hao Ma, which means like how are you, and then building up all my language abilities and then actually studying each course in the Chinese language. I was taught by a lot of Chinese teachers, and we had Chinese books. That's why I'm able right now to translate all of these online lectures in German and also into English. This is how I started. I would like to give you a short introduction about myself. In 2004, I took the idea and I started to learn Chinese language as well in the Zhejiang Chinese Medical University for about a year. And it was a very hard way, actually, not only because the language doesn't have anything in common with us, but because of the environment. So you already see, I would like to give you not only an overview about Chinese medicine, but also about the culture, what is lived in China. For example, the way of teaching. If you go to China to learn directly with doctors over there, you are able to learn in local pharmacies. What I did, I was learning in local hospitals, but you also will see that it's actually quite hard. We have a huge language barrier. We have problems in each other cultural understandings. So this all is the offer of Wushan TCM, because I have the ability of talking Chinese. So I met a lot of interesting teachers, which I would like to introduce you more and more. They have interesting lectures to tell, which I will directly translate in form of live webinars or recorded courses. After 9 years, I'm still not graduated, actually. I'm still a master student at the Zhejiang Chinese Medical University. I started with a Chinese language course with the first words of learning Chinese, and then I was actually using Chinese language to study the Chinese medicine. So this is what I would like to offer to my students to get known to the most authentic way of learning Chinese medicine is, in the meantime, also to start with the Chinese language. I would like to offer you like simple introduction courses in Chinese language. That means like Chinese teachers will teach different kind of lectures about Chinese medicine, and to actually educate you to become a TCM expert, you will have to need Chinese language. We will start very slowly, and maybe one day we're gonna see you here in Hangzhou. This is just a map just to show you actually where all of these courses come from. Hangzhou is in the southwest of China. Right now it should be very hot over there. We have something like 40 degrees. So actually I escaped to have my vacation here in Hamburg because I'm originally from Hamburg. So these courses will be combined through those cities, Hamburg, but mostly from Hangzhou, where I'm living right now since 10 years. And I'm still planning to go on to build up this medical network to offer Western students and Western Chinese medical practitioner the opportunity to get direct access to Chinese medicine knowledge coming directly from China. So this is the main goal about Wushan TCM. I'm very sorry. Oh, I'm just seeing a question here, how long I will still be in China. Well, I have an open end, at least 2 more years, but I think my life will be very much connected with China my whole life, actually, because I found a very big interest, and this is what I try to establish over there, to create this medical network called Wushan TCM. So what is Wushan TCM? Wushan means Wu mountain, which is a mountain place in Hangzhou. A very nice place next to the West Lake, which is a big lake just directly in the city. And on the Wushan we have a lot of Chinese medical culture. So a lot of teachers I would like to invite to give live lectures are actually coming from ancient pharmacies, which you can find at the Wushan. So the meaning is that I would like to introduce about the Chinese medicine coming from the Wu mountain or from the Wushan with certain futures. I would like to give you the opportunity to have access to an authentic learning. That means you can pack your things, you can go to China, you can register for a course, you can sit in the classroom over there, mostly on wooden benches, and I'm not really sure if you tried for several hours sitting on a very small bench. I know a lot of people did that, and that's very great. You have my respect. I also did it, but I would like to offer right now a more comfortable way through translation work. That means I am choosing very competent Chinese medical teachers all of the teachers, they have taught me, and a lot of teachers I had also followed in the clinic. And I would like to give you this kind of direct access. I would be the translator and do my best to translate the courses into English. And this is actually a very interesting part, because TCM from China is like a very huge part. So first, I would like to focus on courses which have the Chinese bachelor and master degree. This is what I did as well. I took part in the 5-year Chinese medicine bachelor degree, totally taught in Chinese. So we had a lot of lectures about classical medicine, about internal medicine, about herbal medicine, formula, acupuncture, meridian studies, Tuina, massage therapy, pediatrics, and so on and so on. The same in the master study, where I'm still right now. I actually have 1 more year to go when I finish my studies over there, and we had a lot of great teachers, a lot of very interesting lectures, which I would like to share with more people who are interested in that. So I'm actually bridging the East and the West. This is what is Wushan TCM doing, giving cultural understandings and understandings about traditional ways. Our next course will also be taught here from Hamburg, and we will start with the big field of TCM psychology. After this, in approximately 1 month, I will first I will go back to Hangzhou and invite the first teachers to teach directly online. So I haven't figured out which topic to choose. If you would please also make up a little bit your mind, you can think about. I would like to hear a response of you, what kind of lectures you would be interested in. Is it more classical medicine, acupuncture related, or anything? At the end, we will have some time for your questions, and I would be very happy to get some input from you. One teacher you can see already on this picture here, his name is Mr. Wang, Dr. Wang. He's already 73 years old, and I followed him in the clinic. It is a little bit hard to understand his Chinese because he's talking local Hangzhou dialect, but he's a proficient doctor teaching internal medicine and seeing 50 patients half a day. I will invite him one day to give interesting lectures. So this is just an introduction, that it's about Chinese teachers, that it's about medical translators who will translate the Chinese lectures into, we will have English classes and we will have also German classes. So Chinese and English, Chinese and German. This is a picture from our bachelor graduation where we graduated. We all took the study in Chinese, which was of course very hard, but I would like to give you, and I already said that, the opportunity to become a TCM expert by knowing Chinese language one by one and receiving actually authentic lectures from China. To get different insights about herbal medicine, I would create different kind of courses and invite people, teachers, doctors, who are teaching in a very fascinating way. Like we have some teachers teaching about the formulas from Chinese medicine called Xu Xiaodong. Some people will know him, and I hope he can be with us for the next lectures. We have great doctors in Hangzhou teaching about acupuncture, also about very interesting methods like the abdominal acupuncture, the 3-needle the Jin 3-needle technique, and other things. And I would like to introduce you more, as I said, in the following lectures. So this webinar as an introduction of what may be learned here. So you already can see that the live webinars are produced on EduDip. Every webinar will be recorded, so if you cannot make it, because we might have a time problem, usually the webinars will be produced and presented in China. So we will record all of the lectures, and you will be able to download them later. This is just one topic what I will introduce. This is also my major, coming from TCM psychology. I'm writing now my masterwork about the 7 emotions and how we're actually able to treat emotional disorders. So during those 10 years of very intensive studies, we went through a lot of subjects, classes, and I have a huge book collection at home in Hangzhou, which is actually just waiting to be translated. And to make it more interesting, I took the decision to invite Chinese teachers directly. I have an office in Hangzhou where all of these courses will be produced. And yeah. The courses will be, if it's a recorded course, it will be attached with a workbook. So if it's a live webinar, I will not be able to answer questions because I will be very busy in translating all of these dialogues with the teacher from Chinese into English. At the end, I will always have a time for you to ask questions, but we would make this separated. And the recorded courses will be downloadable together with a workbook, so you are actually able to review all of our courses wherever you are, whenever you would like to see them, and whenever you will feel like you have to review some kind of content, so nothing is actually lost. You will be able to download all of these lectures. So at this time I would like to keep the focus on Chinese medicine students and practitioners. Of course, tonight we have also other people here, actually coming from martial arts, coming from the business section, also from other therapists. We have some other TCM practitioners over here. So, of course, everyone is welcome to purchase these courses in the near future. But my main focus would be on Chinese medicine students and practitioners. Actually, these people, what I met in Hangzhou, coming there for short-time courses to learn Chinese medicine directly in Hangzhou. And it has a lot of difficulties. First of all, we have the huge language barrier, and we cannot actually talk to a lot of teachers. We have a lot of questions. Another thing is asking questions is not really welcome in a lot of Chinese classes, which is a very strange thing for us, because we are growing up actually in a way of education where we are used to a very interactive way of learning. I went through the bachelor study of 5 years where we had actually 4 students. We had 2 students from Korea, 1 student from Malaysia, and then there was me. So when the 2 Korean students they were often not coming, so it was actually a private lecture. So we had the great opportunity to ask a lot of questions, and I think it is quite important because we have difficult content and we have to get into exchange with each other. If you follow a typical short-term study, you will face this kind of difficulties, that Chinese teachers are very busy, seeing up to 60, 70 patients in one morning. Then we have the way we don't know how to ask the question. Maybe we have the lack of Chinese. Is it polite to ask a lot? In what way can I ask? All of these things I would also like to teach you, because it's not only a Chinese medicine translated lecture what I would like to give you. I would like to educate you to become a TCM expert. That's why I'm saying for me it is very important to teach Chinese language. Even though it's hard, we will start slow by slow, and to actually get known to the way of how Chinese people are thinking. Maybe one day we all can go to China. I would like to welcome you actually to come to Hangzhou, to be your local medical guide over there and to show you around in this fascinating city. And it would be great to have a little bit of language skills. So we could go to the hospitals actually and listen to the doctors, talk a little bit to the patient, ask for the pulse. So all of these things are part of our about our webinars and recorded courses. So once again, you see those 2 opportunities. The live medicine lectures presented on EduDip, where you also signed up today. for this free webinar, and all webinars will actually be recorded to have downloadable courses at the end. At this time, I would like already come to an end. This was a very short introduction actually about myself, about my studies. I have a lot of things to share and to tell. I'm very happy if you're interested in and would like to have this opportunity to step inside the direct contact, to receive Chinese medical lectures uploaded directly from China. I'm very much looking forward, and at this time would like to ask you about your questions. If you have some input, if you have some advice, some feedback, if you have some wishes, some expectations, I would like to ask you to use the chat in the right part of the window, to type inside your questions so we could actually together discuss about it. I will see if I can answer already every question. If not, I will get back by email. The first question, do you say Tuina massage or therapy? And then why? Okay. Well, at the beginnings of Tuina, it was called Tuina Anmo. Anmo is actually, an is like pressing, more is like touching. So Anmo was not medical related massage. So later actually Tuina Anmo was turned into Tuina Zhiliao, for example. We can actually say Tuina treatment or Tuina therapy because it was more focused on the medical part. So if you would like to have a proper English expression, well, we have some people here today coming from Canada and also other English-speaking countries. My question would be to you, like, in what way would you like to use these words? I know from you, like, you are also a Tuina practitioner, so you're using actually for a suitable word. I don't know if I was answering your question. Are there any other questions I can ask? Chinese medical massage. Yes. Yeah, Tony, that sounds very good. I think the word medical is very important because the beginnings of the founding of Tuina, it was not really medical related. And we see still right now in China, we have a lot of Anmo Dian, which is actually a massage shop. It's more a shop which is often run by often blind people who are giving this massage, who do have a very basic skill of medicine, Western medicine, Chinese medicine, but actually this Tuina Anmo massage is very different to if we would go to a hospital actually. So I would agree, Chinese medical massage is a proper name. The next question from Pedro, thank you for this question. Will you also have, I'm reading out loud this question, will you also have lectures related with the prescription of materia medica? About what exactly and with whom? Yes. Our courses are produced with local Chinese doctors from Hangzhou. I'm choosing the most competent doctors who are working there in the hospital, coming from different departments. Coming from the internal medicine, where usually people are using herbal medicine to describe the formula. So we will have a lot of classes about internal medicine and materia medica, about herbal functions, about the way how we can actually combine different ways of herbs, different kind of herbs. If you would like to hear some names right now, I can for example, the doctor, what we saw the picture, Wang Jianmin is a very good doctor. There is Fang Chunyang, Xu Xiaodong. There are doctors like Su Yunfang. I'm not sure if you have been to Hangzhou already, so if you can do anything with these names. like my major is also in Chinese medicine. That means like I'm researching herbal medicine, especially about emotional disorders. But we will have a lot of courses talking about herbal medicine, treating different kind of disease. Herbal medicine coming from the Shanghan, coming from the Jingui, about Vedic theory from the Neijing. Yeah. Did I answer your question, or would you like to ask again? Feel welcome to go on. Only for sightseeing? Okay. I don't really understand this, but okay. In Hangzhou, if you would like to come to Hangzhou to study, I can help you to arrange your local study over there. I work as a local medical guide, and I have a great connection with our local university, the Zhejiang Chinese Medical University. I'm in contact with a lot of local doctors over there, so I can help you actually to find good teachers. I can talk to the university. I can give you very good advice who to choose, where to go to study. And this is actually also how I create my offer. I'm choosing those doctors who taught us in a lot of lectures, in a lot of lessons. I was receiving hundreds of lectures. Some were good, some were not good, and I would like to choose only those who were actually telling me something, giving me something to give you the opportunity to share all of this. In Hangzhou, what I offer is not only for sightseeing. I'm offering local arrangements, as I said, for studies in local universities. So I can help you to find good teachers. I can help you with language translation. I'm also offering local courses, for example, in Taiji and in Qigong. Yeah. The webinars will be, I will read out this question from Sabine. Thank you for this question. If I will hold the webinars on a monthly basis, I'm trying to actually have more webinars. What I'm trying is to have one webinar a week. Right now I'm leaving this a little bit open because I still have to check a little bit about different time zones. I have to check about the time when I can invite the teachers to make it actually most comfortable for all the students, because we are coming from different countries, and if I choose a time at 6 o'clock, for example, on Wednesday evening, I have to check about the time zones. So the idea is to have regular webinars. If there is a time problem, there will be always a choice to download these webinars as a recorded webinar. Another thing I was thinking about is to actually offer recorded webinars with chat functions that you would be able to directly request the Chinese teachers with your questions. What I'm actually doing right now here at the end of this lesson. And you will already see when we invite the teacher, he will have a lot of things to say, and our lecture will be quite full. So right now I'm not really sure if I'm able to offer these question part at the end of the course, because it depends on how many people will take part in this webinar. If I would have 5, it would be all right. If there would be like 20 people taking part in one webinar, we might have a time problem. So I'm still thinking about the best method. Yeah, I'm hoping I can arrange every week or every second week one webinar, and I will publish this. We will be on Facebook because we have a VPN in China. Usually Facebook and YouTube are not able to be opened in China. I have your email address, but I'm always open if you have ideas, if you have wishes about what kind of courses you would like to hear, about what kind of topics. Please send your expectations, your wishes to me, and I'm very happy to take a clearer look at it. Are there any more questions? We have about 5 minutes left. yeah, so no one actually have to be worried. When the Chinese teacher is there, there will be a Chinese teacher talking in Chinese. I will translate all of these lectures in English. And as I said, I'm coming from Germany, so I hope you all can understand my English, and I hope the medical English is fine. But I was already working in the university as a translator, so I have my backgrounds. I have a good Chinese language skills. I took part in Chinese language tests, and as I said, I was having 9 to 10 years of Chinese medical study directly in China, starting, of course, with a lot of translations. So I'm choosing English to reach a lot of people. If I see the courses as being more geared towards students or practitioners of TCM, I put my focus more on advanced education. That means actually on content which is not available in our countries, simply the reason why we choose the decision go to China. So this is where I will start my offer. Okay, I already see we have 10 minutes left for the webinar. Okay, so it will be more courses designed for practitioners of Chinese medicine. To have a certain basic of Chinese medicine understanding is very necessary. I was also saying that I would like to offer Chinese language courses, where this is of course an option. It's not a must. It's my recommendation to step inside actually a deeper level of learning Chinese medicine, because later actually you will be able to understand parts of the Chinese lecture given by the doctor. So most of the courses, sorry, all of the courses are having the bachelor or the master level, because this is what I'm taking these courses from. I've been through the bachelor and the master, so I would say these courses are more designed for TCM practitioners, but nevertheless I'm very welcoming TCM students. If there are any questions and if you have difficulties to understand, please make sure to contact me to ask your questions, and yeah, we will make sure to help you further on this fascinating way. I hope I answered your question, Tony, and if there is anything more, we still have some time left. Actually, I was expecting a little bit more participants. We had 15 people signing up today, but I'm really glad today 7 of you made it and are showing this interest. I feel very honored and would like to thank you. So in 1 month, I'm going to be back in Hangzhou, and we will have the first lecture organized by a Chinese medical practitioner. Before that, I will start to have my own courses taught about TCM psychology. I will choose mostly English language to teach, and also these courses actually come from my study, come from Chinese medical textbooks, which have been translated into English. I was designing mostly PowerPoint presentations, which are teaching different kind of methods coming from psychology, teaching about the 7 emotions, teaching about an interaction through the 5 elements theory, teaching about the Shen, teaching about different kind of methods, which I would like to start actually in the next week, hopefully, to have the next course ready, which I will teach without the Chinese teacher. The Chinese teacher will start attend these lectures in the middle of September. So a little bit more than 1 month, we will have the first courses produced from Hangzhou. Yeah, I will be in Hamburg here until the beginning of September, and I would like to use this time to be in further exchange with you, to learn more about your expectations, about what you would like to learn. What is your motivation actually? Why did you sign up for this course? Have you ever been to China? All of these things could help me to design a very customer-oriented course. Are there any more questions? I think the time is running out shortly. Any more questions of you? Okay, no more questions. I hope I could give you, yeah, a small introduction about the offer from Wushan TCM. Distance education courses from China is my specialty. Courses are uploaded directly from China through me. I'm actually being the translator, organizing, the founder of Wushan TCM, but I'm inviting Chinese teachers. This is what we actually are interested to hear, and we have problems to close our clinic to go to China for 2 or 3 months. So online lectures is my solution through this kind of offer. And yeah, I wish you all the best. I thank you for taking your time, and enjoy this great summer, and hopefully see you soon to the next webinar. Okay, then bye bye and 再见.